to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, Karmakanda. Number 9, to instruct the faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. So once again, welcome to today's call and thank you very much for joining us. Moving on to our next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. At this point, I will let all the devotees on the call to please go ahead with your introductions.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Das, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Priti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Kusumangi from Boston, Massachusetts.
Hare Krishna, Kusumangi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assembled Devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Lakshmi Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Is my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Lakshmi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mataji. It's good to see you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga and all assembled devotees. Yashamati from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashomati Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Radha Govind Dev Ji, my Damodara. Dandavat Pranam to all assembled devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Myself, Pooja Arora. I'm from Haridwar, India. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Puja Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This is from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Valli from Naperville, Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Valli Mataji, Danvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Do we have any more introductions before we start the class? Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. We are extremely fortunate to have His Grace Nityananda Prabhuji here with us today. And Prabhuji would be enlightening us by discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 26 and verse 1. But before we dive into this nectarine class, I will request Raj Prabhuji to share a brief introduction about Prabhuji. So Hare Krishna Raj Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam, over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Danvat Pranam to you and all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Guru and Gauranga. There is a brief introduction for our speaker of today. Today we have a speaker, a senior brahmachari from Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Temple, His Grace Nityananda Prabhu. Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. His Grace Nityananda Prabhu originally hailed from Ramanathpuram, Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. Prabhu joined the ashram at a very young age of 19. He served for a decade in Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Temple and then studied under the auspices of Srila Prabhupada disciple, His Grace Gopi Parandhan Prabhu for 3 years. Prabhuji preaches in English and Tamil languages. This is a very brief introduction for Prabhuji. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you so much, Raj Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Nityanand Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for your valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Without further ado, I would request you to please take over from here.
Mataji, I don't see Prabhuji on the call. We can wait for a couple of minutes.
Sure, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Hare Krishna, Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Ram Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram.
Hare Krishna Nityanand Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. We can hear you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, we can hear you now. Yes. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for your valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, without further ado, I will request you to please take over from here. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you. Pranams to all of you. What is the protocol, Mataji? Is it first time I'm speaking here? Is it like you start with Jayarada Madhav or what kind of?
Yeah, Prabhuji, we do some speakers do Jai Radha Madhav and prayers, and then we read the verse and the purport, and then the class, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 26, verse number 1. A description of hellish planets. Rajo Uvacha Maharishye tat vaichitriam lokasya kathamiti. Maharishye Rajo Uvacha Maharishye tat vaichitriam lokasya katham iti. Raja Uvacha Maharishye tat vaichitriam lokasya katham iti. Raja Uvacha Maharishye tat vaichitriam lokasya katham iti. I will read the translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. King Parikshit inquired from Sukadeva Goswami. I think we should read word to word meaning also. Raja Uvacha, the king said, Maharshe, O great saint, Sukadeva Goswami, etat, this, Vaichitriam, variegatedness, Lokasya, of the living entities, Katham, how, iti, thus. King Parikshit inquired from Sukadeva Goswami, my dear sir, why are the living entities put into different material situations? Kindly explain this to me. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur explains that the different hellish planets within this universe are held slightly above the Garbhodaka ocean and remain situated there. This chapter describes how all sinful persons go to these hellish planets and how they are punished there by the assistance of Yamaraj. Different individuals with different bodily features enjoy or suffer various reactions according to their past deeds. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapatantikam. Andeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Patakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsham Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे राजोवाच महर्षयेतत् वैचित्र्यं लोकस्य कथमिति. King Parikshit inquired from Sukadeva Goswami, my dear sir, why are the living entities put into a different material situation? Kindly explain this to me. Hare Krishna. It's a great privilege to be in this Sangha of Bhagavat Sangha devotees. First time coming into this group. Today morning, I was being told to speak to this assembled Vaishnavas. Srimad Bhagavatam describes many topics. One among the topic is the description of a geographical locations of various planetary systems. So this particular chapter description of the hellish planets, so it looks sometimes very scary, and people don't want to hear so much about the sufferings and the reactions of their sinful activities. They want to hear all good things. Even if we see the Bhagavad Saptahas, people address most of the time about the pastimes of Krishna, pastimes of Krishna dealing with the gopis, gopas, but there is rarely any description of these particular chapters in any Bhagavad Saptaha, mostly. So sometimes it appears that even though most of the people in this age of Kali is leading a sinful life, and their destination is not so palatable, not so promising, but the reactions of their activities are not spoken so much about. Like for example, if in the family the kids are going for a vacation to Switzerland or to some hill station, so for a month onwards the kids will be so much inquisitive about where they are going for the vacation, and the parents also will be describing about we are going to do that, so much exciting for making them excited. So where they are going to go and what they're going to do, that will be the discussion of the family, kids, and everybody around over there. But ironically, in this age of Kali, it appears that the destination of sinful people are these kinds of planets. But nobody even knows, many even don't know about it, or some take it very lightly, some take it as a pessimistic. So and who is discussing about these hellish planets? The many times the devotees or those candidates who are not going to be part of this particular journey, they are talking about it. So it is whom it is intended, they are not aware of this, and whom it is not at all intended, they are talking about it. So why devotee should talk about these topics? Hellish planet. It is said in the Shastra that anybody even utters one name of Krishna or who wears tulasi mala in their neck, Yamaraj even doesn't even come in their direction. So Yamaraj will be soon addressing Ajamila past time in further chapters, that how Yamaduta should not even go in the direction of the devotees of Hari. But nevertheless, Sukadeva Goswami is discussing this topic to Parikshit Maharaj, who is a devotee. He is very close to Krishna. So why is it that the devotees are talking about this topic? So why the Bhagavatam speaks about this topic? There are many various reasons for this. One of the thing what I heard from many senior devotees is that Krishna has two kinds of features. One is a feature of justice, another is a feature of mercy. If you see Lord Mahavishnu is holding in his hand various weapons. So he is holding conch shell and discus. He is holding sometimes club, sometimes lotus flower. So Shanka Chakra Gada Padma we say. So he is holding both these things. So the Sudarshan Chakra and the club, it can be refers to the aspect of his nature of being a great judge. So the Department of Justice is represented by the discus and the club. So at the same time, Lord has another feature, that is Shankar and Padma. The lotus flower and the conch shell of the Lord, they are very auspicious and giving a lot of hope for the devotees. So this is Lord's two features. One is justice, another is mercy. So the devotees are hoping to get the mercy of the Lord, the justice part of the Lord, than his punishment. So if the devotees are only looking at the Lord Krishna's or Lord Vishnu's conch shell and the Padma, and when they are not aware of the aspect of his Sudarshana Chakra and his club, what is the problem? There is no need for Sudarshan Chakra to be punished. So the Acharyas explained, the devotees give the realization that we have two things in our life. One is that we had to be very optimistic in our dealings, in our lifestyle. And also another thing is that we have to be also just a minute, I need to turn the fan on for it to get heated. Sorry. So one thing is that we should be optimistic. At the same time, the justice of the Lord is not that we can demand. The merciful aspect of the Lord, we cannot demand it. That is coming down as a grace of the Lord. So whom it is given? To a person who feels himself unqualified, who feels himself is worthless, and who feels himself that he deserves to be punished more than given mercy. For that person, the mercy comes. So the mercy is like a nectar, and to receive the mercy, we need to have a proper vessel. So the vessel, the patra, is the devotee's understanding of how he is actually doesn't deserve that. So for that, he should know why he doesn't deserve that, why he doesn't actually should be the object of the receiving Krishna's mercy. So for that, he should know what is his position is. And his position is that he is performing activities which are, or from time immemorial, which are not pleasing to the Lord. And his destination, his reaction for his activities are actually very, very painful. So for that, he should know that what are the destination, what are the reactions a person would get when he perform activities which are against the Lord's will. So what is, how do you know what is Lord's will? That is understandable by his words. And what are his words? His words are called the Shastra. So when a person doesn't follow the Shastra, Shruti Smriti Mamaivagnya, the Shrutis and Smritis. Shrutis means the Vedas, Smritis means those scripture which are explaining the original Vedas, such as Ramayana, Mahabharata, the scripture we are studying in Srimad Bhagavatam. These are all Lord Krishna's heart, or Krishna's will, or Krishna's instruction, or Krishna's expectation that the living entity should follow. So these code of conduct, such as Manusmriti and all, Krishna has given so that we can lead a proper life. So when we don't follow these instructions, we get the reactions. And when we get those what the reactions comes, the reaction comes in various ways. So here is a description of what happened when the living entity not only doesn't follow the recommended the rules and regulations, but if they consciously breaks them, and what is the reaction for them. So these things are given in the fifth canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So when the devotees, when they read this description, and they really understand that how they are actually fit to go to these kinds of hellish planetary system for their activities of from time immemorial, how they not obeyed the Lord by not following the shastric injunction, and they are actually deserving to go to the hellish planetary system. But now understanding the goal of human life and Lord's instruction, they're trying to follow the Shastra. But even while following the Shastra, just like a child is trying to get up, we slip many times. So, so at that time, when we pray to Krishna, pray to the Supreme Lord to give us mercy, so then when we have understanding of these reactions of the past sinful activities and the present mistakes what we make, such as going to hellish planet, then we actually become aware that what is the real position is altogether. Then we can actually beg the mercy of the Supreme Lord that actually I deserve to go to these such kind of hellish planetary system. But if your grace is there, I can more than suffering from the reactions of hell, I would like to change my activities which will be pleasing to you. So devotees are not even bothered about getting reaction from the hell, but their concern is that they don't want to perform any activities which displeases Krishna. So what is hell, what is dharma, and what is adharma? So the hell and the heaven are just the reactions. And what are the cause of the reaction? The cause of the reaction is our activity. So the punya, pious activities leads to heaven, and the sinful activities leads to hell. So, and the activities are what? The activities are the will of the Lord. So ultimately, what it comes is that the will of the Lord is happiness or pleasure or heaven, and things which are against the will of the Lord is basically misery or hell. So the devotees, what they think is that they want their activities, their desire go in accordance to the will of the Lord and desire of the Lord. So, but how do you know the will of the Lord, the desire of the Lord? That we understand through the Shastra. So when we read about the hellish planet and the description, we understand the reaction part. Why reaction part is important? Because the living entities from time immemorial, we are coming from the background of always. First, we wanted to know the result, the reaction before we do the action, isn't it? So when we understand the fruit, then only desire comes to perform that means to attain the fruit. Like for example, if somebody is told that you go to uh, Switzerland for a vacation, that person doesn't even know what is Switzerland. He won't be so much enthusiastic to go to Switzerland. What is the place would be, or if somebody doesn't even know what is the if 80-year-old ladies, or if it is if they are being told that a old lady in the village, we are going to offer you pizza for today's Sunday feast. They don't even know what it is. So first we want to know the fruit or the reaction. Then we'll become eager, or we'll become ours for the means to achieve that, isn't it? So uh, so that's the reason good things are bad things. Before good activities or bad activities, the Shastras are telling us the result of those things, isn't it? So when we understand the results, then we can choose the means. So what is the result here? The results, Parashit Maharaj is explained by Sukadeva Goswami. The results is described as a hellish planetary system. So when we hear the results, the reactions, then the living entity should be careful. Oh, if you want to avoid this, this is such a severe reaction I'm going to get. Why I'm getting this reaction? Because of this sinful activity. So then when the sinful activities are described, then the living entities become very careful to avoid them. Why? Because the result is there hanging in front of their eyes. So that's why at the same time the Shastra also describe about the great results or the reaction of performing spiritual duty. Description of Vaikuntha planet is there, description of Goloka Vrindavana, description of uh, various different Krishnas about Svetadvipa, all these things. So then the living entity become very happy and very inquisitive and very attracted to this great place of uh, enjoyment or bliss. Then they become eager to know the process to achieve that. What are the activities by which we can get this reaction? We can get this destination. They'll become more attracted. So Srila Prabhupada also writes in one place that the devotee should get attracted towards this description of Vaikuntha planet. So when we become attracted to the results, what we'll do? We'll become more enthusiastic, eager to follow the means by which we can attain this great result. So in this way, uh, so it is not a pessimistic or a very scary description of these hellish planets in the Bhagavatam, why it is to be given. This is because of this reason, because in this age, generally the human being's tendency, especially in this stage, is that we always want to know the end results. We always want to know the end product before we even endure. It's a natural common sense, natural thing. The previous times, whatever the elders are saying, people just follow it. They may not know the result of it, they just follow it. But those who are not having so much faith, for them they have to given these results. So a small kid is there. If it is telling, I don't want to go to school. Today is Thursday. Parents tell them, don't worry, just Saturday, Sunday is holiday is going to come. Today is Thursday. Just one more day, then you get holiday. So that time for the kid, the kid also, okay, only one more day, then I'm going to get holiday. You go to the school. So that time, if you tell the kids, oh, if you go to school, you will study nicely, then you get good marks, then you get good grades, then you will get a great job and you will get nice money and all facilities. The kid cannot understand. It wants holiday. So mother tells, okay, just one more day, then you'll get 2 days holiday. So when the kid hears about the holiday, okay, then I'll go. So so whatever the appealing results, then we become eager. We become attracted to the process. Or even when we hear about the fears, drastic fears, drastic sufferings, then we become averse to that. So in this way, Srimad Bhagavatam is presenting this subject matter. Why? Srimad Bhagavatam is presenting this subject matter to alert the living entities that it is not that you can get away from the reactions of your activities. You have to be careful about. You have to be careful about what choices you are going to have in your life. So that's why. So this is for a general purpose. But for why devotees has to understand these things? Why? Another reason Acharyas gives is that devotees they don't deserve the mercy of the Lord. Mercy means it is costless. Why it is costless? There is no reason for that. So when there is no reason for that, and the devotees themselves feel not deserving for the mercy, then they have to really feel what is the real position. So then the devotees, when they know about this hellish matter like Kumbhipaka, Raurava, Andata, Mishra, all this description, then what the devotees feel themselves, that actually I'm fit to go through this hell. I'm actually fit to suffer in this hell for millions and millions of lifetime. This is Krishna's mercy, his costless mercy that I have given this chance to come to his lotus feet in association of devotees. So in this way, devotees, when they feel they are not deserving, they'll become the recipient of attracting Krishna's grace. So how they get the attitude of what they don't deserve, they have to know what actually their position could have been if they didn't receive the devotees association mercy. So then this discretion hellish planets come into our mind. Oh, this is a reaction I'm going to get if I lead my regular lifestyle in this age of Kali. The way I live my life like others, how they're leading, then I may get these kinds of reaction. So when they hear this description, they will be simultaneously scared of not performing sinful activities. Simultaneously, they feel how they are actually their position is, and simultaneously they also feel gratitude and unworthiness to receive the mercy of the Lord. That is actually the qualifications the mercy can flow. Just like the water flows from the higher platform to the lower platform. Similarly, the mercy also comes from the higher platform, that is Supreme Lord Shri Krishna and the devotees. Where how the mercy can flow? When the devotee feels that he is lower than everybody else. So here is not just a geographical location, physical location, higher and up, but the consciousness. What is the consciousness? I am actually fit to suffer in these kinds of hellish planetary system. They are just a reaction of my own activities. They are the manifestation of my own sinful activity. So, but by the mercy of Krishna's devotees, I am able to come into the association by which I can be graciously uh, be removed from this hellish condition. So for this reason, these descriptions are not just remote and they're not applicable. They are really applicable for all different levels of people. So, so such kind of description the Bhagavatam is giving in the fifth canto, before even talking about the great pastimes of the Lord in other cantos, such as 10th canto. So when the devotees or anybody only they seeing the aspect of Krishna's transcendental pastime, such as Krishna killing the demon. What the chakra does, the chakra is killing the demon, and what the Kaulmodika club does, that also kills the demons. This is one particular kind of pastime. And what Krishna does with the flowers and the conch, with the flower, Krishna performs pastimes with the it is beloved. And the Jamuna is filled with water, and so many Jamuna is filled with gratitude and love for Krishna. It brings all the available flowers in her stream and offers the lotus feet of Krishna. And Krishna takes this fragrant flower in the autumn season, in the when the moon is uh, lighting, when emanating its cooling lights, brightness, and when the atmosphere is somewhat warm, and the Krishna enters the waters of the Jamuna with his associates, the cool water with the soothing, uh, water and the fragrance of the lotus flower, Krishna plays with his friends in the waters of Jamuna. So the flower basically is a symbol of joy, symbol of enjoyment, symbol of love, lotus especially beauty, and Krishna's conch. Krishna's conch is again the symbol of a great joy. When Krishna was left Hastinapur and was about to reach Dwaraka, and Dwaraka Vasis heard the sound of Krishna's conchal blowing. They were all so much of feeling separation from Krishna. They're miserable when Krishna is going to come. The agony of separation from Krishna is killing them. So when Krishna blow the conch, Krishna's lips are touched by the conch, and the conch is white in color. But Krishna touched the conch, it becomes reddish by the tinge of Krishna's lips, and the whole conch become reddish. And when devotees of Dwaraka heard Krishna's conch, their hearts were so melted. It was filled with so much of joy. Oh, my dear Krishna is now is going to arrive in Dwaraka. Everybody was, running towards the reception place to receive Krishna. Some ladies are climbing on the top of their buildings to watch Krishna. So the conch brings a bliss in the heart of the devotee. When Rukmini was uh, waiting for Krishna to be kidnapped, she was going to her family deity temple, Ambika temple, and she was not able to understand whether Krishna is going to come. So much of an anxiety. So that time Krishna announced his arrival to Rukmini by blowing his conch, Panchajanya. And as soon as Rukmini heard the sound of Krishna's conch, immediately her heart erupted in joy. Oh, Krishna is here, she's going to save. First, she is not even seen Krishna. So before seeing Krishna, she heard Krishna's conch. So the sound, Krishna's conch, the sound of Krishna's conch soothed her heart. So in this way, Krishna's conch shell and Krishna's lotus flower is when you see, look at this, it's very blissful and joy and very soothing to the heart. But at the same time, devotees of Krishna are also aware of the activities of his other aspect, his Sudarshana Chakra and his club also. Balramji holds the club, Lord Vishnu holds the club. And Krishna also holds his chakra, Sudarshan Chakra. He holds uh, his own bow he has, Saranga Dhanva. He was Saranga bone. So this chakra, what it does, it destroys the demons, it punishes the miscreant. How Durvasa was punished. So devotees also has to see these things, also has to read these things, these pastimes. In fact, more than the activities of Krishna's lotus flower and Panchajanya, the devotees simultaneously give, or more emphasis they give on the activities of Krishna's Sudarshan Chakra and the club. Why? Because by hearing the activities of Sudarshan and the club, we understand what Krishna likes, more than that what Krishna doesn't like. The living entity is coming from the background of background of coming from the background of rebellious nature, especially the modern culture. So we don't want to follow something. We want to always rebel against something. So for that reason, we have to see what are the reactions of not cooperating with Krishna's will. What rebellious nature ends toward. What is the reaction of that? So when we hear, oh, Durvasa Muni was offending Ambarisha, he was going against the will of the Lord, what reaction he got from the Sudarshan Chakra? What Shishupala, when he was offending Krishna, what reaction he got from Sudarshan Chakra? So when we hear these pastimes of Sudarshan and the club, what Hiranyaksha did and how he was punished by Lord Kaumodaki club when Lord came as a Parahadev, how Hiranyaksha was punished by his club. So when we hear this description of Krishna's club and his chakra, be aware of what are the things we should avoid, which is against Krishna's will. So that is more important in one sense. And also, we also enjoy the aspect of Krishna's conch, Panchajanya, as well as Krishna, lotus. So that simultaneously both has to be there. If you take only one, only if you're thinking about Krishna's aspect of justice, his punishment, we may become pessimistic. We may become very hard, we will become very hopeless. And if you're only looking about Krishna's lotus flower and Krishna's blowing of conch and his Panchajanya, how Krishna touched the head of Dhruva Maharaj and how he sang beautiful poem. So if you only see these things, we become only, sometimes we become very casual and we may take things for granted. So we may become, we may think that we are deserving this. So that's why we need to have both this aspect. So if the devotee have the balance of both these things, Krishna's justice and Krishna's mercy, if you understand these things in a balanced way, then actually the life of bhakti becomes very easy and smooth to perform. So when the devotees only is not aware of Krishna's aspect of this discuss Darshan Chakra and the club, and they're only thinking about Krishna's mercy, and if they are committing mistakes again and again, then what it may leads to, it may it may leads them to get the mentality of shameless. So anyway, Krishna is merciful, he will take care of everything. So one may again and again end up in performing mistakes again and again, and what happens, they may become shameless. So, and if they are not seeing Krishna's gracious aspect of his forgiveness in the form of lotus and the conch, then what it may form the devotees, they may become depressed because guilty conscience. Oh, I'm worthless. I'm deserve to be punished by Krishna. I deserve to be punished because of my sinful reaction. So sometimes they become guilty also. So because of this reason, both this aspect, one is the devotee should have a guilty aspect. At the same time, they shouldn't become shameless of performing the same sinful activities again. So because of this reason, the Bhagavatam beautifully unfolds the description of all different aspects of both suffering and enjoyment. So Bhagavatam here in the fifth canto drastically going to present the aspect of the suffering when we don't follow Krishna's rules and regulations. But if it is only this way, then what happens? It will become like a certain religion. They want to keep the people under fear and control. And the rest of their life, they are just following the rules and regulations just out of sheer fear. But here Bhagavatam is in a balanced way. It is promoting both. It is put forward both things. It is beautifully giving in front of us the Krishna's aspect of his lotus and conch, and also simultaneously here in the fifth canto, this is presenting the hellish planetary system. So Bhagavatam is telling us cautiously and mercifully that as good as Krishna's aspect of conch and the lotus, the reality, and it is very much looked forward and desired by all living entities. Similarly, the hellish planet is also a reality. It's not just kind of a parents sometimes scare the kids, if you take go into this, go outside, then ghost will haunt you, or somebody will, catch you and take you away. So it's not just a scary thing; it's reality. One time, Srila Prabhupada was approached by somebody and said that, Swamiji, that you are talking about all this, chanting Hare Krishna and following a regulative principle, getting up in the morning and doing all this japa. So what happens if you come to know the end of all these difficulties, that Krishna doesn't exist and there is no spiritual world? So will that not be, like a waste of time? So much of, difficulties you undertake, finally Krishna is not there. So Prabhupada took it as like in a sporty way, challenging way, and also he answered in a different way. He didn't become angry at him. He said that he for the sake of accepting, he accepted his views. Okay, even if you accept your view that Krishna is not there, Vaikuntha is not there, spiritual world is not there, but if we got up in the morning, chanted our 16 rounds or whatever rounds we are, supposed to chant, and we follow certain rules and regulations. Prabhupada said that there is no loss, even for the sake of argument. If we accept your views, there is no loss. Why? We had a great time eating nice prasadam early in the morning, starting our days with dancing in front of the deities, nice music, nice prasadam, nice friends, nice relationship, nice food. Of course, prasadam is beautiful, sweet prasadam. So we had a great time, and there is not so much loss, even for the sake of argument. If you say Krishna is not there, and then Prabhupada looked at the questionnaire and said, "But what if Krishna is there? Then we have to accept 50th of the Bhagavatam also. The hellish planet is also a reality. We can't get one side of the coin and see the other side. Krishna's front side is dharma, his back side is adharma. Both are different sides of Krishna. So you have to accept the 50th also. So then, what in case if just like I accept your argument, you have to accept my argument also. What if the things are in real existing, and you have to face this hell planetary system described in the 5th canto? Then the person asks question, he becomes little taken aback, and so it is not just some kind of a, description, uh, yeah, phantasmagoria description in the positive sense, and this is like a, terror or horror description in the negative sense, the hellish planet. There are not an imaginary thing. So the Vaikuntha description, neither it is a phantasmagoria, nor the hellish description is not like kind of a imagination of the people take. Sometimes they take movies of terror, horror movies. It's not actually there, but they create certain situation as if some ghost is there. So it is not something like a description of imagination. It's a reality. So that's why the Bhagavatam present both these things, and the devotees' consciousness is that they take both as a reality, and they understand that according to the real thing, that I supposed to be get the reaction of these description, but this is Krishna's grace that I have given the opportunity not to suffer in this way. So he becomes more grateful to Krishna. He becomes more faithful to the process. He becomes more serious in his execution of spiritual duties, and becomes very happy in performing devotional service. So in this way, the Bhagavatam gives us a balance. So as a devotees, by reading this 5th canto, we become more serious and more faithful and more sincere and determined. Seriousness, sincerity, and determination without ulterior motive. So when we perform bhakti, Krishna is pleased. So this 5th canto, how the 10th canto helps us to follow devotional principle. In one sense, it is in the same way 5th canto the description of the hellish planets also gives us help to perform devotional service in this in the favorable set of mind. That way, Shodaya Goswami is as eager to speak about this description of Srimad Bhagavatam. The same way he is eager to speak Krishna's other pastimes. Parishit Maharaj, on the other hand, he is not thinking that this is not my subject. He is not just want to Shodaya Goswami skip this description. Rather, even though he is about to leave his body in a matter of a few days, but he is eager to hear about this description as well. He is asking about the placements of the hellish planetary system. He is asking the description. So that means that this description, in one sense, actually gives joy to the devotee. That how Krishna is performing his activity of justice through his agents such as Yamaraj. At the same time, how Krishna is rescuing his devotees from the sufferings of all their sinful reactions. So when we see this both aspects, the devotee is freed from unnecessary guilt and unnecessary product of the guilt, which are depression and also unnecessary desires, and also simultaneously he is also free from the lethargy of taking Krishna's mercy for granted, and also he is free from the attitude of thinking that he deserves the mercy of Krishna. So when these two aspects comes together, then the devotee's life is more easy and pleasing to Krishna. What are the two aspects? The aspect of Krishna's justice, the aspect of Krishna's mercy. So here we hear from the Srimad Bhagavatam through the description of hellish planets that how we are being protected and saved by the great acharyas, the great devotees of the Lord, and the mercy of the Lord is flowing through these devotees, how we are saved from this condition, and that make us the proper recipient vessel to receive Krishna's mercy. Recently, we heard a Bhagavatam class where Ishwaridas Radhanath Maharaj presented Krishna's entering into Dwaraka. Now, time is, let me ask what time I should finish. If somebody can guide me what time I should stop. We started 4:50, now it is Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu, you can.
What time we should stop, Prabhu?
Whenever you like, Prabhu.
Oh, is it? Hare Krishna.
Sorry, Prabhu, I was on with two devices. Yeah, whenever you like, Prabhu. It's so beautiful. Your katha is going amazing. So another 10 minutes, 15 minutes, how you like, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, this understanding of these two aspects, I was basically thought about this fifth canto. So when you have, when you only think about Krishna's mercy, then we become sometimes ashamed. We don't become, we tends to perform the sinful activities again and again. We become shameless. So that is not good for the devotee. So we have to, that's why all the great acharyas, their songs also, I supposed to be in the Raurava hell, but Krishna, by your grace, I'm here. And all the acharyas consider themselves to be fit to be in the hellish planetary system. Like Kaviraj Goswami, he says, I am worse than Jaga in Madhai. I mean, I am supposed to be, I am worse than the worm in the stool. When you hear the description of the one of the hellish planetary system, that the jivas has to stay in a place where it's filled with stool, pus, urine. for many, many thousands of years. So very difficult even to hear the descriptions, very obnoxious to hear. So many times, and the devotees, I mean to say the general people, that they don't want to hear the bad reaction, but they're eager to perform the means for the bad reaction, such as sense enjoyment in a which is unauthorized. But the reaction they don't want to hear. But here, the great devotees of the Lord, even though they are not going to be in that position, they themselves are saying that, I am like I'm worse than a worm in the stool. That is a description of the hell planetary system, where the living unit is put in such a situation where it has to be in this first urine and stool for their sinful activities. So, but they're eager to perform the activity which leads them there. They don't want to hear about the reaction, but they are interested in doing those activities. But here, the devotees of the Lord, they are actually performing their activities which are actually leading to the result of their activities are spiritual world. But what they are talking about, I'm deserving to be in the stool and urine. I'm worse than Jaga and Madai, worse than the worms in the stool. So why it is like that? That's the reason is that the devotees are not just writing a poem. Kaviraj Goswami is not writing a rhyming, just to feed the meter. He's not writing these things. He actually feels like that. He actually feels. So for the pure devotee, the humility or the feeling worthlessness, something low, somebody who is lowest of all, it is not just an external, you know, mental feeling, but actually they are actually thinking like that. So why? Because they actually understand Krishna's mercy, Krishna's grace. They were able to see Krishna, they able to understand Krishna. So when a person understands Krishna, he becomes very humble. Why? Krishna's mercy and his greatness, devotee's mercy and greatness is so overtowering. He feels himself is insignificant. So he exhibits his insignificance in uh, the words of his poem writings and uh, his feelings. So that's called humility. But when we are not able to perceive Krishna's grace, when we are not able to understand the devotee's grace, now how we can exhibit humility? The maximum what we can do is that the humility for the sadhaka level is honesty. So, I mean, the honesty means that I am actually fallen, I am not qualified. That's all. But when the devotee advances, when you see Krishna, he actually feels himself, not just honest, it's not honesty. It's actually, it becomes a reality in the higher level. What is the reality? That actually I'm insignificant. Krishna is more so great, devotees are great. So maximum the devotee's life, we try to lead a life of honesty, that I am loyal. But when we achieve Krishna's grace, when we're able to perceive Krishna, that that honesty will really turn into the real humility. Till that time, we can't really be humble. Once I asked uh, my spiritual master that we were going in a vehicle. So as well as Ranath Maharaj was sitting in the front seat, I was in the back seat. So I was quite new. So Maharaj turned and he asked me, "So how are you, Prabhu? Everything is fine with you? Do you have any suggestion for the improvement of the ashram?" Like that he was asking. So I was sitting behind. I didn't expect Maharaj to speak to me also. Then I was sitting next to a senior devotee also, Krishnanand Prabhu next to me. So then I thought I should say something. So it's a matter of just a routine. I told Maharaj that, Maharaj, everything is fine, Maharaj, by your grace. I just want to remain humble. That's all I want, Maharaj. I said. So then I expected that this is a customary thing Maharaj is asking, and I also say some kind of regular customary thing. So please bless me that I can remain humble. I ask. So then Maharaj turned back from his front seat and looked at me. He said, do you want to remain humble? I said, yes, Maharaj. Maharaj said, before you remain humble, you should become humble. So I didn't expect some kind of reaction like this. Maharaj is doing some, he's speaking some words. Generally, I thought that Maharaj would smile and nod his head and will continue. He's working on his laptop, sitting in front of the car, and the car is going in the road. But Maharaj spoke something, so it couldn't register. I could say that Maharaj is saying something which is grave, but the word was not entering into my ear. So I was thinking, what? I again asked, what, Maharaj? And Krishnanand next to me, he said, Maharaj is telling that you should become humble before you can remain humble. So still I was kind of shocked. I didn't understand. So Maharaj looked at me again and he said, Prabhu, humility is not a cheap thing. It is not an easy thing. And Maharaj started telling different characters from Chaitanya Charitamrita about Sanatana Goswami and Maharaj Pratap Rudra, he spoke about Ramananda Rai, how they are exhibiting their humility. Not an easy thing, Raghunath Das Goswami. So then Maharaj said, humility is not an easy thing. We should beg for this, we should plead for it, we should uh, do anything to achieve that. So then slowly it sank in that what I asked is, sometimes sometimes we speak without knowing what we are speaking. So then I realized my mistake that I cannot say that I want to remain humble. First of all, remaining means if you want to keep some 1 crore rupees with you, let it remain in my bank account. So if you have 1 crore in your bank account or $1 million in your bank account, then it can remain. It may remain. But if a person have even a penny with him, then you cannot say that let 1 crore be remain in my bank account. So you should get it. So that's what Maharaj was intending to be that first we should have it to keep it. So it was actually unexpected mercy on me. And so after that Maharaj became grave, and little later he gave some smile just to soothe me. So the great devotees of the Lord, when they experience humility, when they exhibit humility, actually they are seeing Krishna, they're experiencing Krishna. That makes them naturally humble. But when you don't experience Krishna, when you don't experience the mercy of the devotee in our sadhana level, the sadhaka, we should strive to uh, become humble uh, by understanding our reality in a honest way. So, what is honesty? The reality is that by my activities and by my sinful activities, I supposed to be in this hellish planetary system, which are described in the fifth canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. But somehow or other, by Krishna's grace, devotee's grace, I am given a chance to escape from this reaction. So when we understand this reality, and when we understand this truth of the life, then we can try to become honest and accept our position. So that honesty in our sadhaka level will become some sort of a beginning stage of humility. Then when we understand Krishna, when we understand his mercy, then that honesty turns into real humility, and tattenu kampam susimekshamana, Brahmaji's mode of humility, and great devotees, Prahlad Maharaj, his mode of humility. These things will become reality, and we appreciate Krishna and simultaneously become humble. But till the time comes of appreciating Krishna's grace, we should cultivate the quality of humility, and we should beg for that. We should try to acquire that, and when we get it, we'll try all our best to keep it with us, and we should pray that it can remain with us. So, uh, uh, so His Holiness Ramath Maharaj said that the great devotees of the Lord, when they exhibit humility, it's not an easy thing, it's not a cheap thing. So after that, I was reading Srimad Bhagavatam and I was looking at different characters. Prahlad Maharaj in the description of Nrsimhadev, he is offering his first prayers. What the first prayer? Brahmadaya Suraganaha Manayota Siddhaha Sattvaikatana Gatayo Vajasam Pravahaihi Naradhitum Purugune Radhunapi Piprahu Kim Toshtamarhati Same Harir Grajati. The first prayer he offered. In which situation? That Nrsimhadev appeared from the pillar and he just killed Hiranyakashipu. So the Nrsimhadev appeared, this incarnation is just for Prahlad Maharaj. Specifically, this is the only avatar where Lord is coming specifically for one person. When Lord comes as Rama or Krishna, when Nrsimhadev comes, Lord, he performs various activities to devote. Sorry, when Krishna Ram appears in those incarnations, he performs various activities to please many devotees. When Lord comes as Nrsimhadev, he appears specifically for Prahlad Maharaj. Just short incarnation, and he did his job and goes back to life. Specifically appeared for Prahlad Maharaj, and after his appearance, after he killed Hiranyakashipu, his anger is not diminishing at all. When a person is very, very angry and you want to take his enemy or the object of anger for a ride, he has to do he has to punish that opponent for his full satisfaction. So we can see in a both positive and negative way. In our I'll just stop in few minutes in this description. In the Radha Gopinath temple Brahmacharya ashram, once we had one peculiar thief. This thief would come very often now and then, and he would not steal anything else. He would steal only the metal taps from the ashram. The brahmacharis, they take bath in the bathroom, like a common bathroom in the sense. Many pipes will be there, and the small partitions will be there. Like in India, they have like. So the taps are made up of metal. So this fellow would come and he will steal all the metal pipe, and he goes away. So at those times there was not much cameras and all. So the brahmacharis, while taking bath each other, they will say, hey, what happened to this tap today? And the fellow will steal the tap, but dutifully he would close that open tap with some cloth and all. So water will be stopped. So when you come for bathing, everybody will talk to each other. The tap is missing. So many times the tap was missing, and there was no camera system. We couldn't find. So all the brahmacharis were thinking that we had to find this fellow. So what they did was they lost many taps. So all the taps are replaced with the cheap plastic taps. But one tap they left it as a steel tap. So that fellow came and he was stealing all the plastic tap. One particular day he came to steal, and he was caught red-handed. So when he was caught, he was taken upstairs, and many brahmacharis, who are all waiting to find this thief for weeks and weeks, they caught him, and everybody started beating, because many of the brahmacharis are coming, young brahmacharis coming from colleges. They are not like saints or coming from Himalaya or something. They are all coming back. The background is of the college boys. They, after coming to the ashram, they are being told, Prabhuji, you have to be humble, servant of servant of servant. They're trying their best, but their inclinations also there to vent out their rajo, rajastic. So here they got opportunity, and the many devotees, young devotees are beating these thieves left, right. And this news suddenly spread to the securities. Our Radha Gopinath temple security, they're also, sometimes they have one weapon in their hand. One security had one small gun in his hand, but he never used it. All the time devotees come, Hare Krishna, being Dandavat. So here he got opportunity. He heard that he got a thief. So he came and he was beating this fellow left, right, center. He got opportunity to do something. So at that time, another worker, laborer, he came in between the security and the person who is getting beaten, this thief. and the security was in his full enthusiasm, eagerness to beat this thief. In the meantime, the thief, what he did was, he's like usual thing for him, looked like that. So he suddenly pulled out some plastic cover from his waist and some powder he took out and he put it in his mouth. It looks like he took some chemicals which makes his body numb. So our going through told the brahmacharis, as soon as the thief was caught, that brahmacharis, restrain yourself. There is no need to go all out to beat him because you'll end up in getting pain to your hand. Nothing will happen to you. You want this, but still some brahmacharis from the background of just really joined. They are all doing their so many weeks they are trying to find these thieves. So they are beating their beating him to their fullest capacity and their fullest desire. But the thief was not at all affected. He was just rolling here and there and shouting. So when this security was beating this thief, the brahmacharis got tired. The security came and beating. And that time, another worker was coming in between to find out what is happening. He wanted to beat him. So the security becomes so upset that somebody is stopping his most favorite activity of beating somebody. Finally, he got this opportunity to beat someone. Now somebody is interfering me. So he becomes so angry and he gave a slap to this fellow who came to inquire what is the problem. So I was just recollecting this past time. Here, Narsinghadev, he came to kill Hiranyakashipu. Was so angry, and Hiranyakashipu was finished in a matter of few seconds. And Narsinghadev was not satisfied. He wanted to punish. His anger is not satiated. He wants to vent out his anger. But then the other demons came. They were also finished in a matter of seconds. So here, Narsinghadeva's anger is still not subsided. He was, so much angry that all the demigods, everybody came down and they saw that Narsinghadev is becoming angry. They become so scared and afraid. Previously, Hiranyakashipu was a problem where all the demigods are afraid, and some demigods are sitting behind the cloud and standing behind the cloud, and some took the form of peacock, leading life of incognito. So even Hiranyakashipu's one eyebrow will create terror in their heart. So when Hiranyakashipu was creating such kind of trauma, their only shelter was Lord Vishnu. They took shelter of Krishna. So the demigods were probably the first lockdown started during the reign of Hiranyakashipu, that everybody is afraid. They're sitting in their own place. They're not even dare to peek their head out of their head hideouts. So the virus Hiranyakashipu was powerful. Now the Hiranyakashipu is finished. So they thought that everything is finished. No more regulation. You can come out in the public. No need to put any mask. So Indra, a demigod, was in peacock form. He took his original form, and every demigod came in their own original forms, and everybody is out. But now Hiranyakashipu is gone, but Narsinghadev is in so much of anger mood, and they were completely perplexed. So previously we had a shelter to go to Vishnu. Now the object of protection himself is angry. What to do? And that's such a terrible situation. They don't know where to go. So at that time, all the demigods are fearful. Even Mahalakshmi said that I never saw my husband like this. She got scared. So at that time, all the demigods, with no other way out, with no other hope, they looked at Prahlad Maharaj. So they asked Brahmaji, asked Prahlad Maharaj, please go ahead and please and pacify Lord Nrsingadev. So the whole title is Prahlad Maharaj pacifies Lord Nrsingadev. So at that particular situation, where Nrsingadev appeared only for Prahlad Maharaj, and not nobody else could do something. Demigods could not pacify Nrsingadev is so angry, and they're also scared. And that service was given to Prahlad Maharaj. So at that time, what is the mood of Prahlad Maharaj? That if anybody else would have been there, they would be walking the podium, the stage where Nrsingadev is sitting on the Simhasan, and everybody is looking at him, and Prahlad Maharaj is walking now. So it's like a podium and a stage, and Prahlad Maharaj would have been very, I am the only person who could do this. Even Brahma could not, even Mahalakshmi could not do. How he could have gone? Everybody photographs are. So mood of Prahlad in that situation is not at all something special, that he never felt himself special, he never felt himself great, even though he had all the opportunity to steal that. If there is a president of the United States or Prime Minister of India or any other big person is calling just you, nobody else, how proud, pride we feel. In our devotional service, if the spiritual master called us in thousands of people, in assembly thousands of people, and given a garland, we become very happy and blissful. We may forget that, we may think that I'm very most important person. We may think like that. But in here, Prahlad Maharaj is walking near Nrsingadev, and Nrsingadev is giving his mercy. At that time, what is the mood of Prahlad Maharaj? The first shloka, what he said, Brahmadaya Suraganaha Munayota Siddhaha. All Brahmas and other great demigods whose body is made up of Sattva-guna, they themselves could not please Lord Nrsingadev. Munayota Siddhaha Sattvaikatana Gatayo Vachasam Pravahaihi. The Vacha Pravaha, Vak Pravaha. So that streams of their words, flood of their words cannot pacify, glorify Lord Nrsingadev. Kim toshtu marhati same Hari ugrajate. Hey Hari, how I can please Nrsingadev, you ugrajate, who is born in a demonic family. So that time Prahlad Maharaj exhibits his quality of humility. What he says that I am born in a family of this Hiranyakashipu. What qualification do I have to? How can I please you, praise you, my Lord? I am not at all qualified. So that was the mood of Prahlad Maharaj. Why he is having that mood? It's not he is kind of making a show or something. He's actually feeling. Why he is feeling? Because he is actually realizing the mercy of Krishna. He's actually able to perceive and the glory of Nrsingadev and the devotees Narada Muni. Then the natural outpour of that realization of the mercy of God is that humility. So that real humility one should develop. That is a symptom of somebody is very close to Krishna. Somebody is become very dear to Krishna. All the great Raghunath Das Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they exhibit this humility. I am lower than Jagai Mata. I am worthless. We are Sanatana Goswami never entered into Jagannath. Haridas Thakur never entered Jagannath. So when these great devotees are exhibiting humility, actually they are experiencing Krishna, and when the devotees are not able to experience Krishna, they we have to try to understand our real situation, and we try to be honest, search in our heart that how we got this mercy, so we can develop this quality of humility to receive the Krishna. So humility is the honesty in the sadhaka level, and when it matures, it becomes the real humility which receives, which by knowing Krishna, by understanding Krishna, the devotee becomes really humble. So we should strive for that. We should beg for that. And before we ask entrance into Goloka Vrindavana, having pastimes with Krishna with lotuses and his conch, and we should actually beg Krishna that let me be protected from Krishna's Sudarshana and club by avoiding the activities of sinful activities which are not prescribed in the Shastra, and by that way will be avoided to going toward this hellish planetary system described in the Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto. As real as 10th canto description of Vrindavan, that much real is the description of 5th canto hellish planetary system. Both this aspect will do great good for us. So we grateful to Srila Prabhupada and Srimad Sri Sukadeva Goswami who has given us the Shastra. Hare Krishna. So I'll stop with these few words. I'm not a very speaker who can speak in a entertaining way. So thank the devotees for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. What a beautiful class, Prabhu. You asked in the middle, I was with another device, so I couldn't unmute myself. So I ran from downstairs. I'm like, Prabhu is asking, I can't unmute. It was beautiful class, Prabhu. So I said, yes, please go ahead. Just amazing class, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, first of all, for the last minute service you got, because I know there was some other speaker and then it was changed to you, Prabhu. So thank you for doing that, Prabhu. That was really nice of you to coming to the call, Prabhu. And Prabhu, so many amazing points, Prabhu. I was struck when I heard, why the devotees are talking about it, and who really needs to talk, they don't even care about it. But what we can do, Prabhu, we can just pray for them, right? Because I feel that at a certain point of time, most of us, if not me for sure, we were doing some things which are not according to Shastras, and we were breaking the regulative rules too. So we can just pray for them that Nityananda Prabhu will show mercy on them, and then they will be eager to hear Krishna Katha. And then, Prabhu, certainly you said knowledge is so important. This is why we are reading this. We know the glories of Lord, and then we get attracted to his lotus feet. And the same way, if we hear about these hellish conditions, we might want to do things that are according to Shastra and make our life a little successful. And so true, Prabhu, you narrated the pastime of Srila Prabhupada when he said, there is no loss in this endeavor, Prabhu. We are just enjoying this. We're relishing this more than anything else on the planet. Every time there is devotee sangha, if there is devotee sangha, we are happy. If there is Srimad Bhagavatam, we relish it. It's so beautiful. And Krishna willing, if we go to Vaikuntha, okay. Otherwise, Vaikuntha is here right now in this Zoom class. That's so beautiful, Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada's words are life and soul, and what he said is perfectly right. We are just relishing it right now. So who cares for after? Krishna willing, we accept everything. And then, Prabhu, thanks for sharing your episode with His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. What a beautiful experience, and it shows your humility too, Prabhu. And Maharaj, his words are like coming from, he said you should first become humble. So that's such a beautiful pastime, Prabhu. So beautiful. I love that thing. Many times, certainly that is your humility, Prabhu. Many times we do say, we want to become, but first become humble. That is so subtle thing that Maharaj said, right? So beautiful. Thank you, Prabhu. I really loved that. And thanks for the sharing the pastime of the tap thief. The most beautiful part of that pastime. I loved when you said the merciful thief closed the tap after stealing the tap. So that's Vaishnava. See small things. So Prabhu, please bless me especially and all of us. But most of the devotees on the call are so elevated devotees. Prabhu, bless me so I can develop this humility. I don't have any, and then I can always be humble and honest, Prabhu. So please bless me, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your beautiful class, Prabhu. Dear devotees, Prabhu, with your permission, we'll ask devotees if they have any questions or any realizations. Vinita Mataji has her hand raised. Vinita Mataji, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. What a beautiful class. Raj Prabhu already has spoken. That class is so nice. I really like the point that you're talking about, like why we are knowing about hellish planet is if we know about it, we will know that we will feel the appreciation for the moment. Oh, okay. If I'm not in this moment, I would also be the part of this group who is going to go there. Because I am in this moment, I'm not going to be part of that. I'll be my destination is something else. So I will be more appreciating for the moment. Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much for such a beautiful class. The way you took the class is completely different. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Super class, Prabhu. I really loved the class. Hare Krishna.
These devotees are all from different places. This is what kind of program is this?
Yes, Prabhuji, these devotees joined from all over the world. Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. We are doing this program. It's a group is Bhakti Sangha Japa group. This group is going for more than 10 years. There are a lot of people who are working for this group. And yeah, Prabhu, please bless us so that we continue.
Is this like a everyday program or once a week? How you do?
Every day, Prabhuji. Every day we have Bhagavatam, Monday to Sunday.
That's very nice. Best use of the modern system.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinita Mataji. Yes, Prabhu, please bless us. This is an amazing group. It connects so many devotees and so many devotees, speakers like you, elevated speakers. It's so beautiful to hear Krishna Katha every day. So, and there are so many other programs, Prabhu, during the day to kids classes and Chaitanya Charitamrita classes and so many other programs. This is a very great group. I'm actually so fortunate to be a part of this group. So, Prabhu, thank you so much. Anita Mataji has hand raised. Please go ahead, Anita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful class. So it was just a nectar flowing with all the pastimes and real-time stories. Real-time happenings which you had, your experience with His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and about the thief which you told that everyone, like when there is a chance that humility will go off. So that one. So being in this material world, we try to be humble, but sometimes we are checked off with our humbleness also, because this is the world of distress. So, and then about the humbleness which you told, I liked it. We try to be humble and we have to maintain once. Like while chanting, we will try to bring our mind to chant on that one particular syllable. But again, the mind will go off. It's like that. The humbleness is like that. So we try to be humble, but the maintenance is really very difficult. Being in this material, the tolerance is very much important. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So thinking of the hellish planets, so it's better to be with connection with devotees, so that we will have at least a little fortunate to hear all these Krishna Katha. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
I asked once His Grace Pankaj Angri Prabhu, who went back to Godhead almost a year before, Prabhuji, how to become humble? So he answered me in a very interesting way. Maybe I can share that with you all. He said, first of all, what is the difficulty to become humble? So for this devotee journey was for Pankajangi Prabhu, being humble is not something very difficult. It is something like, how a fish can swim in the water. It's so easy for them. And the way they explained is that he said, the technique to become humble, he said, you see, materially you are useless. How? Because you can't see what is behind this wall. You can't even see your own eyelid without help of a mirror. So materially you are useless. You are not capable. So there is nothing much to be proud about what you are. Then he said, spiritually also we are not capable. We are not so useful. Then he said, if I bring you two apples, one is offered to Krishna, another is not offered to Krishna, will be able to differentiate which apple is offered, which is not offered. That means which apple is spiritualized and which apple is material. So we said that we don't know if you bring two apples in front of me, both look same. Like I don't know which is offered, which is not offered. So he said, then spiritually also you are not able to understand things properly. So materially you are not able to understand things properly, and spiritually also you are not able to understand things properly. So why you should become pride? So that simply gave to become humble. But of course, those who are of that stage, those are great devotees, they can speak about humility as simple as that. So just remember this particular episode of meeting with Janivas Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Prabhu. That was such a beautiful episode that you narrated just now. That's so true. That's so true, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Nita Mataji, for the question. Lalitangi Mataji, please go ahead.
Prabhuji, Danut Pranams. Thank you so much. Very, very nice class, Prabhu, and so many nice instructions, and with real-time examples, you helped us connect. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank you for your classes in Tamil Gita, Prabhuji.
Acha. You attend Tamil classes?
Yeah, very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. It's so inspiring to the new devotees and the way you answer the questions and enlighten them. I'm very thankful for that.
Where you are, Mataji?
I'm from, we are in Toronto now, Canada.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lalitangi Mataji. Deepika Mataji, please go ahead with your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm so
Hare
fortunate. Yeah, I'm so fortunate to see you in Radha Gopinath temple and now to hear you. Okay,
Hare
I just wanted to share, Prabhuji, what I heard in His Grace Amarendra Das Prabhuji's lecture about humility. You know, he said, pride is ignorance of reality, and humility is seeing reality as reality. So I just wanted to add. Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji.
When we really understand Krishna, then we really feel humble. So becoming humble is not an easy thing. Unless when we realize Krishna, we really appreciate Krishna's reality. And our Krishna, we in our Vedic Sanatana Dharma, we give description of all realities in a fullest form. Like when you talk about Krishna, we give full description. When you talk about material thing, we give full description. Bhagavatam is talking about material world, we giving full description of the hellish planets also. So as Prabhupada said, we describe everything threadbare. So like that, when we discuss about Krishna, we give his name, his form, his place, his parents' name, his size, his number. Probably if Krishna has a cell phone, we can even give his number also. So we give all Krishna's description. So when we describe what Krishna's size, we say Krishna's size is. Anybody know what is Krishna's size? Krishna's name is Krishna. His parents are Nandamara, Yashoda Maya, Devaki, Vasudeva. Krishna's place is Goloka Vrindavan. His address is Nandagram. His place, village, everything we give. So like that, what is Krishna's size? Somebody can say.
Thumb size, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Thumb
size.
Thumb.
Okay. That's all.
He's the smallest of small and the biggest of big.
The smallest
Yeah,
of
unlimited, Prabhuji. He is unlimited.
Unlimited. So thank you. So Krishna is like thumb size is also correct. He is like Anu is also correct. Atom size, and he's unlimited. So for us, it is better to understand Krishna's aspect in the beginning as the unlimited and smallest of all. Why? Krishna is called as Vibhu. Vibhu means the unlimited, the great. And the living entity size, when you talk about, as I described, we give every details of everything. So we describe about ourselves, Shastra gives the detail, what is, who is the. So Krishna is Vibhu, his size is unlimited. And his number is one, only one Krishna. God is only one. And his place is Goloka Vrindavan. So his size, his number, and his place, everything is given. Similarly, when you talk about Jiva, living entity, our whole description also given. What is our description? Our number is not one, our number is many, unlimited. Many jivas are there. Similarly, the size of the jiva is given as anu or infinitesimal. So jiva is anu and Krishna is vibhu. Vibhu means unlimited and jiva is anu. So this is a reality. But in the when we are covered by Maya, we think that we are everything. And we think Krishna is also some ordinary person. So opposite we think like. So when you come to the reality, real understanding, Krishna is unlimited, he is Vibhu, I'm a small Anu. So that makes us, when you understand the reality, actually we actually feel, understand we are very small. Practically for all reality, we are small. And it's Krishna's grace that he is accepting the particle of this Anu, like devotee as a small particle in his lotus feet. Even for love for Krishna, the love of Krishna is present in Srimati Radharani's heart. When we describe few things, it always comes with double. Like for example, if you say angry, anger means somebody is getting angry, and the anger which is directed towards somebody. If you say desire, somebody desiring, and the object of desire. Somebody desiring gulab jamun means a person is desiring, and what you desire, I want to eat gulab jamun. Gulab jamun is the object of desire. And envy, for example, somebody is envious means somebody is envious, and is envious of some other thing like a vehicle or some bungalow or something. So these things always come with two things. Similarly, love is also have two things. What is that? Somebody has a love in their heart and whom they are loving. These are the two things come. So these particular things which are from the heart, they always have double things. One is the object, and there is a recipient, or the person who is having the thing. So it's something just like this. Those who are seeing my video, I'm having this mobile. The mobile is in my hand. If I remove my hand, it will fall off, isn't it? So this mobile, my hand is holding the mobile, or the mobile phone. I kept it on the book on table. I'm speaking to you all. The table is not there; it will fall off. Fan is on the ceiling. The fan is holding, supporting the ceiling is supporting the fan. If the ceiling is not there, the fan will fall. So that is supporting. It is called ashraya. Ashraya means that is holding actually. So similarly, the love and the desire, these are all in somebody's heart which is holding them. So they are called as ashraya. So love or bhakti is also have a shelter. Ashraya means what? Shelter. My hand is giving shelter to the mobile. If the hand is not shelter is not there, it will fall off. Similarly, the bhakti or the love is there in some particular place. That place is called ashraya. Where is Krishna's love, Krishna's bhakti towards Krishna is present? In the heart of Srimati Radharani. So Srimati Radharani is the ashraya for bhakti. Why? If Radharani's heart is not there, bhakti doesn't have any place to stay. So just like my hand is not there, mobile doesn't have a place, it will fall off. So Srimati Radharani is the ashraya for bhakti. That's why she is called as ashraya vigraha. And the bhakti is there means, love is there means, it should be directed towards somebody, isn't it? Like we discussed, these two things, these particular things have two things come together. So to whom the love is directed towards, that is Krishna. So that's why Krishna is called Vishaya. Vishaya means object. So love is in the middle position, and the shelter is Srimati Radharani's heart, and the love's Vishaya, the object is Radha Gopinathji, Radha Shamsundar, Radha Madhava. So Vishaya is Krishna, and the shelter, Ashraya, is Srimati Radharani. That's why we call Srimati Radharani is Ashraya Vigraha, and Krishna is a Vishaya Vigraha. So love, desire, these all have these two things, Vishaya and Ashraya. So if somebody have a desire for a gulab jamun becomes Vishaya, and the person mind becomes Ashraya. So in this way, these two things are given, Ashraya and Vishaya. So when love comes, we have, when the love what we have for Krishna is like a small spark of the fire, and Radharani's love for Krishna is like a blazing forest fire. So this small spark fire is not at all going to do much for the forest. Can't consume the forest. Example. So when this spark joins with the big fire, the spark also become very big. Similarly, our love for Krishna is a small spark, but when it joins Srimati Radharani's love, then it becomes significant for Krishna to notice, oh, some fire is there, right? Something big is there. So, like that, our love for, even our developed love towards Krishna is insignificant in proportion compared to Srimati Radharani. So that's why we don't try to love Krishna independently, but we go through the mercy of Srimati Radharani and we go through the devotees of Srimati Radharani. So then it becomes somewhat significant for Krishna, isn't it? So that's why when you say size of Krishna is Vibhu, unlimited, and love of Srimati Radharani towards Krishna is unlimited. But our size is Anu, insignificant. And our love for Krishna is also very insignificant. But when it joins with Srimati Radharani, grace, spiritual master grace, then it becomes very significant. Then we actually can please Krishna. Krishna take notice of it, notice of us also. So that's why when we understand the reality of Krishna's Vishaya Vigraha of the love, Srimati Radharani's love, the living entity naturally feels humble. And the reality actually dawns upon us to become humble. So till then, we should honestly pray that we may come to that platform. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the detailed explanation. Thank you so much. Indebted to you.
Thank you, Prabhu. That was such a beautiful explanation, Ashraya and Vishaya. That's so beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you so much. I love that. There is one more hand raised, Prabhu. Can we go ahead, Prabhu?
Raj Prabhu, the way you are speaking looks like you are a very realized seasonal Bhagavatam speaker.
Prabhu, I'm the biggest idiot in this group, Prabhu. I have no realization at all, Prabhu. Please bless me so I can be just doing my japa sincerely, Prabhu. That's what I need. Thank you, Prabhu. Sukhagara Krishnadas, Prabhu. Please go ahead, dear Prabhu. I think Prabhu is on a long drive. Prabhu, you are on mute.
Nityananda Prabhu, very nice to hear your lecture. Actually, my name is Sukhagara Krishnadas. I'm Nityananda Japataksa Maharaj disciple. And I always get so much ecstasy hearing Radhanath Maharaj and Nityananda Radhanath Maharaj disciples also. Because my father left his body in Bhaktivedanta Hospital in 2005. And his grace, Radha Gopinath Prabhu was so supportive to me that he came to my house. All the 14 days we had Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, morning, evening. And after the program, 300 people became devotees and they started programs and all. So I'm very humbled by all the disciples of Radhanath Sai Maharaj because they are really great devotees and all glories to Radhanath Sai Maharaj. He's on Radhanath Sai Maharaj. And ரொம்பவே பிடிக்கும் our lectures and all are out of the way. And especially Radhanath Sai Maharaj lectures are all, you can even hear for 12 hours, 18 hours one time in the Janmashtami. We started in the morning until 12 night, nobody wanted to get up. And after the midnight also the lecture was going on. So adnala romba sandosham. I'm so happy. And I was actually ex-Shyamadev Sharjah temple president for 12 years, 16 years. Now I'm retired. I'm in Chennai now, Alvarpet. So I want to meet you. I'm Guru Maharaj Bhagavatam 5.26.1 apartment.
Maharaj is in Chennai, initiations.
Huh?
Maharaj was in Chennai, na? He is in Chennai.
Yeah,
Swami Maharaj is in Chennai.
I'm just going to meet him now. I'm going to meet him.
Okay.
I'm going to meet him now at 8 o'clock tonight.
We are fortunate to meet you.
So, Radhanath Maharaj. No, I am so lucky because I don't deserve, but still Guru Maharaj just called me. But Radhanath Maharaj and my Guru Maharaj are very close. I got one photo. Both are hugging each other. So somehow I feel Radhanath Maharaj is my Chittappa. I got his photo in my altar. I requested my Guru Maharaj said you can keep as this Shiksha Guru, you can keep. So anyway, very, very wonderful, Prabhu, Romba Sandosham. So nice. And I thank this Japa group is something wonderful. I thank Anita Mataji who connected me. So daily I become addicted. At 5 o'clock, somehow I had to join.
Yes, Prabhuji, our Bhakti Sangha is like mafia, Prabhuji. Once you come in, you cannot go out. It's like that.
Yeah.
We have so many programs here in Bhakti Sangha. Please keep connected and bless us all. You're such a senior devotee.
So nice, so
and
nice.
you're so humble
wonderful.
also. You don't think of glorifying anyone. So you just keep on glorifying. So that shows your humbleness. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
I feel I'm in Goloka Vrindavan. When I come every day 5 to 6, all devotees are so enlightened. I'm coming to Goloka Vrindavan. Anyway, please keep me informed of all the programs, and Nityananda Prabhu, the examples are so nice, and the definitions, please keep coming again and again. Thank you, Raj Prabhu, also. Awesome, Prabhu. Okay.
We are
Hare
offering our obeisances to His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj through you.
Haribol, Prabhu. Haribol. Just go and inform him that Nityananda Prabhu has given his obeisance. I'll surely mention. Thank you, Prabhu.
My first Mayapur Yatra is Vyasa Puja of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj.
Jai.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for giving your association every morning, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Please bless us. There is one more hand raised now, Prabhu. Actually, two more. Prahlad Prabhu, Prahlad Nanda Das Prabhu.
Hare Prabhu. Dandavad Pranam. When I heard Sukhkar Krishnadas Prabhu, then I got some courage to speak. That's why I'm trying to introduce Nityananda Das Prabhuji was saying that people are from all over the world. So I thought, let me say that, this topic of hell is so relevant where I live in this material world. My place is known as Las Vegas, which is very infamous city all over the world, especially for the devotees. But by Bhavan Krishna's arrangement, I'm staying in for last 27 years or so here in this city.
Well, like a lotus in such a dangerous place.
Yeah, very dangerous. And I feel that I must have been one of those hells, and Bhavan has some mercy to put me some lesser hell here. Right. So I just joined this group last week or so, and I feel so good. I was praying Narsimha Bhagavan that, I'm getting late, waking up in the morning. So please bless me somehow so that I can wake up early. Now this class starts at 4:20 a.m. in this part of the world. So I have to wake up at least 3:45. so that's His mercy. He listened to my prayer, and I'm joining. I'm relishing it so much, and I go to sleep as reminding myself that I must get up and I must hear this. But it's such a nectar from all over the world. Where will you get this kind of nectar? So this is really blissful, very blissful to me, and I'm so grateful to all the people who have. I feel so unfortunate that this program is going for 10 years and I didn't know it. But anyway, Krishna's mercy, Vaishnava's mercy is all merciful. So I'm so grateful to everyone. Touch feet of all Vaishnavas, and please bless me so that I can continue sadhu sangha. Hari Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear Prahlad Nanda Prabhu, please bless us. We need your association and your blessings. Please bless us. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu, do you have time? There is one more question in chat box.
Okay.
Prabhu, Pooja Mataji is asking if Amavas will affect devotees.
Yes, the material situations or these planetary systems doesn't directly affect the devotee. Sometimes we say that the grahas are the reason for our suffering. The grahas, these planetary systems are exhibition of our medium of a reaction for our own activity. So it's not directly the grahas are affecting us, it's actually our own activities are causing reactions. So the past, present, whatever they did to be. So, and these grahas are by which we understand that what kind of activity we must have committed, what reaction we are getting. They are just like a external indications. So in that way, it is a reality, of course. All these planetary systems are reality, and these grahas are reality, and they affect our life. It's not it's a common thing, but at the same time, the solution is also there. Various levels of solution, and according to various levels. according to various degree of the people or devotee. So it's a reality.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Beautiful answer, Prabhu. I remember some line, the three miseries will come, that is for sure. But then how we react to those miseries, just taking Krishna name, that's up to us completely. So yeah, who cares about miseries when Hari Naam is there? Thank you so much, Prabhu. Prabhu, there is one more question in chat box.
Regarding dealing with this problem, there are various boards' opinion from various devotees. But if the devotees are the highest level is that Vedanta Deshika says that when a person prays to the lotus feet of Lord Rishingadeva or Hayagriva, all the planetary systems are below his lotus feet. So when the person takes shelter of Krishna, all the grahas, all the inauspicious grahas will automatically run away from them. So they don't take separate endeavor to mitigate the problems by satisfying the different demigods of the grahas. They just take shelter of Krishna and automatically taken care. So that is the highest level, and so all our approach towards a problem is it can be if it's possible can be restricted to Krishna, Nrsingadev, Sudarshana, Garuda, Hanuman, like that. This is the highest level. But other way, if somebody is having some kind of not satisfied something, then there's other recommendations also are there. But these are the general understanding that we we first try our best to approach Lord Rishingadev, Sudarshana, and Hanumanji, Garudaji, like that. That is a regular. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Certainly, Prabhu. Thank you. Very beautiful answer. Prabhuji, there is one more question in chat box now from Jyoti Mataji. Jyoti Mataji is asking, Hare Krishna, Dhanva Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you said potential of giving mercy is in devotees. So her question is how to grab that.
So that is a great. That's actually technique. Whole technique is how to grab the mercy. So first of all, mercy cannot be grabbed. I think. So of course, when Mahaprasadam plate comes out, we can grab it. There's a bona fide way to take Mahaprasadam sometimes by grabbing it. That's fine. So of course, grabbing in the sense the enthusiasm and the eagerness to get it, so that can be put in a word as grabbing. Different ways, different intelligence can also be used, or other resources can also be used. So His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj explains many times that the relationship with the devotees, the association of the devotees, the friendship with the devotee should be cultivated. So when I would say, what is this cultivation? The outside world, when people become friends, not they're cultivating, it just automatically happens. You go to college, put arms around each other, and you become friend. There is no, I never heard a course of cultivating friends. Maybe nowadays many things are coming up, but there's no question of cultivating so much. But when we hear Vaishnavas association, we should cultivate relationship, and we should cultivate friendship. So why cultivating means? So when we take the simple thing like a land cultivation, the land, the soil is gross and crude, and by plowing, then the soil becomes somewhat useful, and add so many other fertilizers, natural fertilizers, whatever, cow dung and all. Then we put the seed and put water, and the crops comes. That's called as cultivation. So cultivation requires a process. Similarly, getting mercy of the devotees requires also cultivation. So you want the end product of the mercy, but before that, the end product of the grains crop from the land, there are a lot of process goes for cultivation and plowing and starting from the flowing. It's called as samskara. When you do samskara, it becomes called, just like when the land is undergoes samskara, it becomes qualified to produce grains. Similarly, when a Brahman boy is undergoes samskara upanayana, he becomes qualified to learn Vedic sutras. Just upanayana. So samskara means a qualification. Similarly, we have to cultivate our relationship with devotees carefully, and then the mercy, when the land after the cultivation is, after the initial things are done, the farmer is more or less free. He spends most of his time just relaxing. Automatically, grain grows, and crops, the crops comes out. So similarly, we should take special endeavor to cultivate relationship, friendship with the devotee. And those the techniques are given by Rupa Goswami in Padeshamrita, the 6 kinds of exchanges. And Tadade Padigridnanti Tityamakyati Prasthiti. Those, this kind of explanation, if we read carefully, understand it carefully, and get experience from the great devotees, how to approach other devotees. So if we take seriously, then when we please other devotees, we'll actually get the mercy of God. That way we can grab or accept or receive the mercy of the devotees. Correct.
So beautiful answer, Prabhu. Thank you so much. That was such a beautiful analogy you gave. Thank you, Prabhu. Very beautiful. Thanks, Mataji, for the question too. That was a very important question for all of us. So with your permission, Prabhu, we can end the class now. I don't see any more hands raised or any questions in the chat box.
Prabhuji, I would like to extend, I just want to know if you could suggest us the good books on this, developing or cultivating the relationship with Vaishnavas.
You're asking me or Raj Prabhu?
No,
I'm
Prabhu,
asking both
you.
of you.
No, Prabhu, she's asking you. I'm not qualified to answer.
Well, any particular book, just as I said, Padeshamrita specifically addresses this in one particular verse, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, many pastimes most of the pastimes are dealing with relationship, friendship, or different relations. So the Chaitanya Charitamrita is a wonderful book, and most of the pastimes, many pastimes comes regarding how devotees offer prasad to each other, how they sit together and take prasadam, or how they welcome each other with offering gifts. And when devotees come see Mahaprabhu, how they bring prasadam for him, and how Mahaprabhu goes to different devotees' house to accept prasadam, and Mahaprabhu, how he gives his gifts to different devotees, how he sends his gifts to Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And so all these kind of exchanges, when Nimai was born, how all the devotees got gifts, how Sita Devi Thakurani, Adudacharya Kantar, he brought her gifts to Nimai, and the exchanges of the ladies with each other. So these are all directly from the Shastra we can get, and also we can also hear from our elders in our own family, how they deal with situation, the relatives, the various kinds of people we have to deal with, our own blood relatives, and the devotees in general, and outside people, friends. So all have their own place. So one should be very careful and have how the understanding of relation dealings is very important. Blood relation, for example, that's another thing. Sometimes devotees tend to neglect, but no reason for that. So we can have cordial relation without compromising our principles. So those things has to be, we have to learn through shastras, learn from the experienced devotees, and certain things we learn only by experience in due course of time. So it's not that one technique can immediately grab a book and learn it. One should be satisfied that, and one should become depressed also that I am not able to 100% do it better. It is not. It takes time, but one should endeavor, and one should be eager to know and give importance. Right.
Very beautiful and practical answer, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Yeah, Krishna is in our hearts. So one day we will understand that he's in heart of everyone, and we'll try to be humble and try to cultivate the good qualities in us. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Dear devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your beautiful class today and for your time and services last moment. And we are grateful to you, Prabhu, and we look forward for your association again in the future, Prabhu, please. Dear devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpataru vaishya kripa sindhu vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ji ki jai. His Grace Nityananda Prabhu ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Ajji
Thank you so
Nityananda
much,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Koti Koti
Thank
Dandavat
you
Pranam.
again,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji,
Thank you very
wonderful
much,
class.
Prabhuji,
Thank
for
you
a
Prabhuji.
wonderful class.
for
Hare
wonderful
Krishna.
class.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare
Hey,
Krishna Prabhu Dandavat.
Krishna.
Thank you everyone for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We'll meet again tomorrow. Hari